Raiden standing over Kenna's bed, a knife in his hand, and her sword at his throat.
Give me one good reason I shouldn't slit your throat right now, traitor.
Kenna, I know what this looks like, but...
It looks like you snuck in to assassinate me.
No, I snuck in to warn you. Azura's assassins are on their way. They could be in the room already.
I don't see anyone here but us.
Well, if you saw them, they wouldn't be very good assassins, would they?
I saw you.
Because I'm not one of them. God's sake, Kenna, if I wanted to kill you, do you really think you could stop me?
Try it and find out.
Something tells me that wouldn't work out well for either of us.
No, it wouldn't.
How can I convince you I'm not here to harm you?
You can start by dropping your weapon.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that.
Because of the assassins that are going to burst through that door at any second.
Yes!
Conflicting emotions rage behind Kenna's eyes.
Give me one reason I should believe you. Give me any reason I should ever trust you again.
Because I did everything Stormhold. I'm a spy. Do you know what that means?
That you can't be trusted.
Yes. Others fight with their strength or their skill. I fight with promises, illusions, and allegiances. And I have done nothing but fight for you and for Stormhold from the moment I fired that crossbow.
Kenna's sword tip wavers, then falls.
I believe you, Raiden. I have a lot of questions, but I believe you.
Thank you, Kenna. Now, we must sound the alarm and call the guards before...
No sooner have the words left his lips than he hears a distant sound. In the distance, alarm bells ring out, echoing across the castle grounds.
5 bells. A fire.
No, a distraction!
Raiden tackles Kenna to the floor as the blade slices the air above. Pushing Raiden away, Kenna rolls to her feet and takes in the sight of a terrifying figure in black.
Clever spy. Your death will not be swift.
I take it this is one of those assassins you mentioned.
Yes, one of the Shadows of Azura. They are an ancient order of assassins who specialize in eliminating well-protected royalty.
And you know this how?
Azura told me over drinks.
She what?
Kenoris.
I don't believe we've met.
I am a shadow of she who shines brightest. I am lightning.
Be careful, Kenna. Azura told me they work in pairs. I'll wager Thunder is hiding somewhere waiting for the right moment to strike.
The fire crackles in the hearth as Kenna's eyes dart around the room. Every flickering shadow seems to hide a threat.
The Empress demands your death.
She'll have to settle for yours.
The assassin dashes towards Kenna, long arms unfurling as he swings a strange weapon at her face. Kenna catches his attacks with her sword, her face just an inch apart. Steel claws grind against her blade.
Nice toy. Here's mine.
Kenna shoves the assassin back, aiming a slash at his chest. He leaps away, somersaulting like an acrobat across the bearskin rug. Suddenly, he seems to stagger, falling to one knee.
Ha!
Nice try. If you think I'm going to fall for that.
Kenna hears a soft impact as something drops from the shadows behind her.
Think again.
Kenna whirls, sword lashing out at a second assassin. Surprised, the assassin springs away and drops into a fighting stance.
Kenoris.
Let me guess. If he's lightning, then you must be the thunder?
The Empress demands your death.
So I keep hearing.
Kenna and Raiden fall back to back as thunder and lightning begin to circle.
Is this clumsy pair of dancers really the strongest Azura can muster? I'm almost disappointed.
Shall we teach them a step or two?
Are you asking me to dance?
I believe I am.
Lead the way.
With pleasure.
Enough of this.
As you wish, Kenna, no!
Before the assassins can react, Kenna and Raiden attack, bringing the fight to them. Blades clash, sparks fly, their bodies blur together, a shimmering whirlwind of steel that tears straight through the opponents.
Yeah!
With a kick to the groin, Lightning falls.
Ha!
With a slash to the chest, Thunder sprawls. His weapon skitters across the floor.
You're beaten. Surrender and your lives will be spared.
Shadows do not surrender.
Shadows do not fail.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
A strange expression comes over Raiden's face. He looks down, bringing a hand to his stomach. Comes away wet with blood.
Oh, when did that... I didn't even feel...
Raiden, no!
Kenna rushes towards Raiden, and he collapses into her arms. Blood stains her arms as she sinks to the floor, cradling Raiden in her lap.
Raiden, you fool!
Apologies, my queen.
Kenna spots the iron claw lying beside Raiden, and a few feet away, her sword. As the bloodied assassins rise again, rage wells up inside within her. She straps the iron to her wrist. Thunder and Lightning glance at another, uncertain.
A fine weapon. Let's see how it works on you.
Kenna surges towards Thunder. She swipes at his throat, ripping open his neck from one ear to the other. Thunder falls, and she turns on Lightning. As the assassin's screams subside, the door bursts open, and the castle guards storm in. They freeze in the doorway, taking in the dead assassins.
Gods! How did these monsters get inside?
Your Majesty! Did you just kill 2 trained assassins single-handedly? That's incredible!
You must be new here.
Kenna drops her weapon and rushes to Raiden's side.
Raiden, stay with me. I can't lose you too.
Kenna, I need to tell you...
He opens his mouth, a half-finished sentence on his tongue, but the words never come.
Raiden, no, please, no.
Raiden wakes in a soft bed. Jackson, Kenna, and Ada are standing over him. Val stares daggers from the corner.
The spy's awake.
That's a shame.
You have such vengeful friends, brother. Why they stood watch all night just to crow at you in the morning?
What's going on?
An interrogation, I'm afraid.
Raiden, you helped to defend me against Azura's shadows, and for that I thank you. But...
Raiden sits up in bed, wincing.
I understand. If I were a double agent, a conveniently thwarted attack would be just the way to get back into your good graces. Especially considering the heroic wound I took in your defense.
Wound? They barely nicked you.
the healer said you collapsed, more from exhaustion than your injuries.
In my defense, yesterday was a very long day.
Yes, I've heard battling Stormhold soldiers can be quite tiring.
Friends, I understand I have broken your trust, and it will take time to rebuild it. But everything I did for our cause. So please, ask your questions, and I will try my best to answer them.
I have one. Why did you shoot Val?
Raiden looks at Val in the eyes. Her gaze is cold and hostile.
I shot Val because I had to sell the lie. Azura's no fool. To gain her trust, I needed to demonstrate my loyalty in a manner shocking enough to catch her off guard.
So you shot me!
So, I very carefully shot a dear friend who I knew would react with genuine devastation.
Val's jaw clenches. She glances away. Ada steps up to Raiden's bedside, brushing the hair from his face.
My poor sweet brother. Black-ass agents in Azura's army tell me that you and she became rather friendly. even shared a romantic kiss in the tent. What's more, I hear she offered to make you Lord of Stormhold.
How could you possibly know about that already?
Do you deny it?
No.
Little orphan boy from Lycos, seduced by a sorceress from across the sea, promising him power and treasure.
What is your question, Adder?
Simply this: with Azura offering such power and glory, why not betray us? You have always been a practical man. Why choose this weaker side?
I stayed loyal for my friends. Kenna, Val, Jackson, Annalise, Whitlock, Say, Dom, even you, Adder. Everything I did for those I care about. And if they hate me for the rest of my life, that's a price I'll gladly pay. If what I did saves even one of theirs.
Huh. You always did have a talent for drama, such a heroic answer, and yet, strangely, I believe it.
Adder steps back, and Jackson steps forward.
My turn. You helped the Empress's daughter elude capture, as if you were her own personal bodyguard. Explain yourself.
I protected Leah because I needed her. At the time those soldiers attacked, the girl was in possession of a very rare book, key to defeating Azura. I needed her help to translate it, and those soldiers would have killed her.
Jackson, is this true?
Jackson's face falls.
Yes, Your Majesty. Those soldiers had just seen Azura decimate their comrades. They were out of control. I lost track of them in the fighting. By the time I caught up to the chase,
Jackson sighs and shakes his head.
They acted dishonorably, and I take responsibility for it. Much as it pains me to say, Raiden did the right thing.
And you would trust him again?
I would, Your Majesty. I may not like his methods, but as a spy master in service to Stormhold, I suppose Raiden did as his duty demanded.
Ada?
To be honest, I assumed it was a ploy all along.
Val?
Val stares at Raiden long and hard. She stands.
I understand why he did it. Suppose it was even pretty clever. But would I trust him again? Tuh!
She spits and walks out. Kenna starts after her.
Val, wait!
No, please, let her go.
Kenna stops in the doorway, sighs, and turns back to Raiden.
It's settled, then. Raiden, welcome back.
Thank you all. I look forward to sharing all that I have learned.
Kenna dismisses the others. Ada smacks Raiden's shoulder on the way out.
Good to have you back, brother. Try not to go missing again.
Ada leaves. Jackson turns to follow.
Jackson, wait. There's something else.
What is it?
About the girl. Azura's daughter, Leah. I brought her with me.
With you? Where?
Here, to Stormhold. She's hiding out by the stables.
What?
Why?
Because she asked me to, and because I think she may yet help us. She's a sweet girl, and I expect she'll be afraid of Stormhold soldiers for a while. I beg you be gentle.
Yes, of course.
See that she's given proper quarters and personal guard.
Jackson bows.
I'll stand watch myself.
As he rises, his eyes meet Raiden.
You have my word. I will protect her as if she were my own daughter.
Jackson leaves the room. Kenna closes the door and returns, taking a seat at the foot of Raiden's bed.
Something else, my queen?
I don't suppose you'd feel fit enough to give a speech for me.
Aren't rousing pre-battle speeches all had to you by now?
Yes, but I'm usually giving them to Stormhold soldiers.
Who are you addressing today?
Luther's troops.
And they're a tough audience, let me tell you.
They turn to find Zenobia standing outside the door.
You Nevrakis have a nasty habit of showing up unexpectedly.
Funny. I thought the same thing about you people when you crashed my party and kidnapped me. Come on, Kenna, I need to talk to you about something before your speech.
Exiting Raiden's room, Kenna heads down the hallway, rounding a corner, and bumps right into Zenobia, her arms crossed and foot tapping.
Are you quite finished?
Were you just waiting there the whole time?
Where in the hell was I supposed to go? This castle is ridiculous. Every time you open a closet, you're walking in on someone.
Jealous?
Yes. It's supposed to be me getting steamy with hot men and slamming doors in people's faces.
Zenobia storms off, ranting and raving. Kenna stifles a laugh and follows her. Kenna follows Zenobia over the battlements and towards the courtyard.
You have to give my brother command of our army.
I don't have to do anything.
No, listen.
Zenobia stops and locks eyes with Kenna.
Look, you don't like me, and I don't like you. I mean, I really, really don't like you.
I get it.
Just since we walked out here, I've thought about pushing you off the wall 4 times. No, wait, 5 times.
Is there a point approaching anytime soon?
Yes. There's a battle coming up, right? Well, during that battle, there will be soldiers whom Ambath is fighting.
And
someone is going to have to command them.
And you think I should give command to Diavolos?
Exactly.
Why?
Because, well, I may not like you, and I really, really don't like you. Do you know what I like even less?
Bad hair?
No. Well, yes, but no. I was going to say being at war.
You don't like being at war?
No! War is the worst. All the eligible suitors are off fighting, the staff keeps changing names, my favorite shops are always closed.
You lead an interesting life.
And I want to keep on leading it. But if you get my father back as a little army man, he'll shove them up your nose first chance he gets.
Meaning?
More war. With you.
Your father couldn't possibly be that stupid.
Have you met my father? He's a vain, stubborn old man. All he cares about is restoring our family's legacy.
Diavolos is loyal to your father.
But he's more loyal to his people, even if he's too dense to remember that sometimes.
Why shouldn't I just command the Nevrakis army myself, just to be safe?
Because that's dumb. How many of their friends have you personally killed?
I've lost count.
Exactly. They hate you as much as I do. Well, maybe not quite as much, because I really...
I have a speech to give.
Kenna brushes past Zenobia.
Rude.
Kenna climbs to the top of the gatehouse with Dom and Jackson. Below, soldiers in Stormholt and Nevrakis colours stand side by side.
Now there's a sight I never thought I'd see.
That makes 2 of us.
You ready for this, Kenna?
Not in the slightest.
Across the battlements, Kenna spots Luther, Diavolos, and Zenobia coming her way. She studies their faces.
Dom, would you trust good advice from a bad source?
Is this a trick question?
I'm not sure yet.
As the Nevrakis pass by, Luther grunts. Diavolos stops and bows.
Queen Kenna.
Prince Diavolos.
History will remember this day, a crucial turning point in the Stormholt-Abenthos alliance.
Behind him, Zenobia raises an eyebrow at Kenna.
Your Majesty, it's time.
The Nevrakis head down to take their place in the courtyard. Stepping to the wall, Kenna takes a deep breath and addresses the assembled troops.
Soldiers of Stormholt. Knights of Abanthus.
The Nevrakis soldiers seem skeptical.
For too long have we fought one another. This war has been a cruel and costly tragedy.
Luther rolls his eyes. Kenna hears mumbling amongst the soldiers, but Diavolos listens, his face rapt with attention.
But a greater enemy is now upon us. Let us unite now, once and for all.
Hear, hear!
The soldiers let out a hearty cheer.
With that in mind, I have made a decision regarding the battle to come. The Abanthus troops will be commanded by Diavolos.
What?
What?
Diavolos has been commanding soldiers against the Iron Empire for longer than I've been Queen of Stormhold. What's more, in our mission to rescue Dom, he proved himself a capable warrior and a trustworthy ally. I can think of no one more fit to lead.
The assembled troops break into raucous applause. Luther storms out of the courtyard. Zenobia nods approvingly.
Smart.
A horn sounds. Jackson peers over the battlements.
Kenna, you might want to see this.
Kenna joins Jackson and looks out towards the horizon. To the west, dark storm clouds stretch across the horizon, heralding the approach of Azura's army.
How have they covered so much ground this fast? That's less than a day's march away.
Commence preparations. We'll be fighting at dawn.